Have you ever wondered why two people can experience the exact same event, yet end up living completely different lives? One becomes successful, the other stays trapped in fear. One sees opportunity, the other sees obstacles. The strange part is, it's not luck, it's not intelligence, and it's not talent. Your brain is quietly shaping your reality every single second, deciding what you notice, what you ignore, and even what you believe is true. Today, you'll discover 5 psychological illusions that secretly control your thoughts, decisions, and your future. And once you see them, you'll never trust your own mind the same way again. Imagine waking up tomorrow wearing a pair of invisible glasses. You don't know they're there. To you, everything looks completely normal. But those glasses quietly change everything you see. This is exactly what your brain does every single day. Every second, your senses collect millions of pieces of information. The sound of your breathing, the light entering your eyes, the temperature around you, the expressions on people's faces. Your brain can't process all of it, so it makes a choice. It filters reality. It decides what's important and what can be ignored. Most of the time, that keeps you alive. Without those shortcuts, your brain would be overwhelmed. But there's a problem. Sometimes those shortcuts become traps. Imagine looking into a mirror. Instead of seeing who you really are, you see every fear you've ever believed, every mistake you've ever made, every doubt you've repeated to yourself. After seeing that reflection often enough, you stop questioning it. You accept it as the truth, but it's only a story your brain has been telling you. Now imagine walking through a giant maze. You keep searching for the exit. You blame your job, your family, your past, your circumstances. But what if the maze was never outside? What if it existed inside your own mind? The good news is, your brain isn't permanent. It changes every day. Every new experience, every new habit, every new decision creates new connections inside your brain. The same mind that learned fear can learn confidence. The same brain that accepted limiting beliefs can replace them with empowering ones. Everything begins with awareness, because the moment you understand how your brain creates your reality, you stop becoming a prisoner of your own thoughts. And the first mental trap your brain uses every single day is something called negativity bias. Have you ever noticed how one bad comment can ruin your entire day, while 10 compliments are forgotten within minutes? That's not weakness. That's your brain doing exactly what it was designed to do. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors didn't survive by focusing on beautiful sunsets. They survived by noticing danger, a strange sound in the bushes, a predator hiding in the shadows, a poisonous plant. Missing just one threat could mean the end. So the human brain evolved with one clear priority. Find the danger first. That ancient survival system is still inside you today. The problem is, your brain can't always tell the difference between real danger and imagined danger. A difficult conversation feels like a threat. A critical email feels like a threat. An awkward moment at a party feels like a threat. Your body reacts, even though your life isn't actually in danger. Imagine walking through the rain. Your mind ignores the beautiful trees, the fresh air, the sound of the rain. Instead, it keeps searching for everything that's wrong. That's negativity bias. Your brain automatically gives more attention to problems than possibilities. The more you focus on what's missing, the more your brain believes your life is missing something. Eventually, negative thoughts stop feeling like opinions. They begin feeling like facts. But here's something remarkable. You can train your brain to notice something different, not by pretending problems don't exist, but by refusing to let them become the only thing you see. Every time you pause and notice something good, a small victory, a kind word, a new opportunity, you're teaching your brain a new pattern. Little by little, your mental filter begins to change, and once your filter changes, your reality begins to change with it. But there's another illusion that's even more powerful, one that makes your brain search for evidence to prove that your current beliefs are true. It's called confirmation bias. Imagine two people reading the exact same newspaper. They see the same headlines, the same facts, the same world. Yet one person feels inspired, while the other feels hopeless. How is that possible? Because your brain isn't always looking for the truth. It's looking for confirmation. This is called confirmation bias. Once your brain accepts a belief, it starts collecting evidence to support it. If you believe people are honest, you'll notice acts of kindness and trust. If you believe people can't be trusted, you'll notice every lie, every broken promise, and every disappointment. The evidence hasn't changed. Only your filter has. Think about how social media works. The more you watch one type of content, the more similar content you're shown. Your brain works in a very similar way. It keeps showing you evidence that matches your existing beliefs. Everything else slowly fades into the background. Imagine wearing a pair of colored glasses. One lens is blue, the other is red. The world outside doesn't change, but everything you see is influenced by the color of the lens. Your beliefs work exactly the same way. Now imagine trying to complete a puzzle. Your brain already believes it knows what the final picture should look like. So when a new piece appears, it tries to force it into the picture, even when it clearly doesn't belong. That's why changing your mind can feel uncomfortable. It means admitting that the picture you've built for years might be incomplete. But that's also where growth begins. The strongest people aren't the ones who are always right. They're the ones willing to question their own beliefs. Because the moment you change the filter, you change the reality you experience. And the next illusion might surprise you the most. It makes you believe that everyone is watching you, even when they're not. Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly felt like everyone was looking at you? Maybe you wondered, did they notice my mistake? Do I look strange? Are they judging me? If you've ever felt that way, you're not alone. Psychologists call this the spotlight effect. Your brain makes you believe you're the center of everyone else's attention. Imagine walking through a crowded street. It feels as if every pair of eyes follows you. Every glance seems intentional. Every whisper feels personal. But here's the truth. Most people aren't thinking about you at all. They're thinking about themselves, their own problems, their own deadlines, their own insecurities. Now imagine standing alone on a stage under a bright spotlight. It feels like thousands of people are watching your every move. But in real life, everyone is standing on their own stage. Everyone believes the spotlight is shining on them. Think about the last stranger you passed on the street. Can you remember what they were wearing? Probably not. Not because they weren't important, but because your brain was busy focusing on your own life. The same thing happens to everyone else. That embarrassing moment you keep replaying in your head, most people forgot it within minutes. Some never noticed it at all. Your brain simply made it feel much bigger than it really was. The moment you stop seeking everyone else's approval, you become free. You speak more confidently. You take more risks. You stop hiding your true self. Because you finally realize something powerful. People are far less focused on you than you imagine. And once you understand that, you stop living for other people's opinions and start living your own life. But there's one final illusion, and it's the most powerful of them all. Because unlike the others, this one can completely change your future. Here's the good news. Everything you've learned so far isn't a life sentence. Your brain is not a fixed machine. It's constantly changing. Every thought you repeat, every habit you practice, every decision you make, creates and strengthens new neural pathways. This ability is called neuroplasticity. Imagine carrying heavy chains for years. At first, they feel impossible to break. But with every small step forward, one link begins to crack, then another. Until one day, the chains that once defined you no longer exist. Your mind works the same way. The beliefs that hold you back today were learned. And anything that can be learned can also be replaced. Every time you challenge a negative thought, you weaken its grip. Every time you choose courage instead of fear, you build a stronger version of yourself. Change doesn't happen overnight. It happens through small choices repeated consistently, like a forest path. The more often you walk the same trail, the clearer it becomes. Your brain follows the same rule. The thoughts you repeat become the roads your mind travels most easily. So choose those roads carefully. Surround yourself with ideas that help you grow. Learn new skills. Ask difficult questions. Step outside your comfort zone. Because every new experience tells your brain, this is who we're becoming now. Imagine watching the sunrise after a long night. The darkness doesn't disappear all at once. It fades little by little until the entire landscape is filled with light. Personal growth works exactly the same way. One decision, one habit, one day at a time. The greatest illusion isn't that your brain sometimes lies to you. The greatest illusion is believing you can't change, because you can. The moment you become aware of how your mind shapes your reality, you take back control. You stop living on autopilot. You stop believing every thought that enters your mind. And instead, you begin creating the life you truly want. So the next time your mind tells you that you're not good enough, that you can't change, or that it's too late, remember this. Your brain is powerful, but you are the one who decides how to use it.